Ciao everyone and welcome back to another episode of Learn Italian with Songs. Today we keep going with the songs of Sanremo 2025 and namely we are going to talk about Tu con chi fai l'amore by the Colors Sorry guys, it was a long day. Anyway, as usual, we start with the meaning of the title. And in this case, I already have some notes for you because you might think, due to how Italian is structured as a language, that tu con chi fai l'amore might be a question. And in fact, in other languages, often this title is translated as who do you make love with? Exactly, Gazo, I see you are prepared already. So, however, fun fact, this is not a question. And I'm going to show you why when we are going in a few minutes to analyze the lyrics. In fact, the correct translation would be the affirmation, who you make love with, not the question. And in fact, we don't have the question mark at the end of the sentence. So, starting with that, keep in mind the title is not a question, no matter what you find in the translations. And I'm going to explain why in the lyrics analysis. So, what about the meaning, the general meaning of the song to have a bit of context? First of all, keep in mind that usually, at least recently, the songs of the Colors are pretty much what we like to call in Italian tormentoni estivi. So those types of songs you are doomed to listen for the entirety of your summer. I'm talking about songs like Last Year 30 Gradi or Sesso e Samba, just to put it in perspective. But also last year's songs of the Colors. In fact, if you remember, last year, Sanremo 2024, the Colors had a very summerish-like song, which was un ragazzo, una ragazza. But also, we analyzed on this channel another song specifically made for the summer, which was Karma. So, as you can see, it's a lot about dancing and having fun in the summer, so a very light song. However, they also gave a description in one of the interviews. As usual, I take a statement in Italian and I translated. The Colors said about the song, "It's our way of celebrating the moment when instinct guides us and not patterns, okay? Everything that is unexpected. It's a song that wants to celebrate those moments when instinct guides us and not reasoning. It wants to celebrate that kind of lightheartedness that you feel in those moments." So, it is about living the moment, but in a very light love song way, okay? However, I have to say, I appreciate the lyrics. They are interesting in their simplicity because the theme behind is simple. We are not talking about the song of Bruno Risas, for example. But still interesting in its simplicity. Yeah, I don't have another way to say it better. So, let's dive into the lyrics. Ok. Let's start with the intro. Persa in un'isola grande così. Lost on an island big like this. Or big like this is to give you an idea of the literal translation. In English, we could say also this big. And we can already notice that we are talking about a woman. Because persa is a past participle of the verb perdere, to lose. That's why I translated it as lost. That can also be used as an adjective. And while the masculine is perso, the feminine is persa, like in this case. So we can already notice that we are talking about a woman. A 1000 miglia da questa città. 1,000 miles from the city, from this city. So we already have the setting. An island, a far, far away island. Aveva grandi occhi neri e mi fa. She had big black eyes and she says to me. And as I explained, we can understand from the first word of the lyrics that we are talking about a woman. That's why I translated it as she had big black eyes. Because in Italian, if you just read it like that, aveva grandi occhi neri, it could be about a man or a woman. Because in Italian you can imply the subject, while in English you have to explicit it. So I specifically translated it as she had, because from the first today I can't speak, I swear to God. Because from the first word of the lyrics, we can tell we are talking about a woman. And then we have mi fa. Why am I highlighting this? Because technically, she says to me would be mi dice, okay? Because to say is dire in Italian. So why mi fa? Because literally mi fa means she or he, in this case she, does to me. Because fa is from the verb fare, to do or to make. Well, because in colloquial and familiar register, so when we talk colloquially or familiarly, we can say mi fa, which means, which is equivalent to mi dice. For example, I'm talking about a friend. I'm telling, yeah, he did this, he did that, e poi mi fa. And I quote. It means, and then he tells me. Okay, it can be he says, she or he says, he or she tells me. It is usually used when we are about to quote or semi-quote someone, okay? And in fact, in the next verse, we have dove stai andando? Where are you going? Because we have the setting, the protagonist, the singer, meets a woman on a big island far, far away. She's described as with big black eyes, and she tells our protagonist, where are you going? And the protagonist answers, non lo so. I don't know. Then we have verse 1. Era una stella che lascia una scia. It was a star that leaves a trail. And we keep having a description of this fabulous woman. Un desiderio che nasce così. A desire that is born like this. Now, it is always a bit of a struggle, among the other things, to explain the concept of the verb nascere, which is to be born, in Italian, because Italian, just like other languages, have the verb to be born, which is active, okay? While in English is always used passively. You can't do the action of being born. You receive the action of being born, okay? It's not an action you do. It's an action usually your mother does on you, okay? Or metaphorically speaking, an agent does on someone else, subject to this action. While in Italian, as you can see, the desire can do the action of being born. Okay, I read very funny explanation like using other verbs to give the idea. For example, how was like using active verbs. Now they don't come to mind, but there were some funny translation to give the same idea of nascere. Because in Italian I say io, I, nasco. So I make this action, okay? Like I could say I jump, okay? I am doing the action of jumping. Same idea, I can do the action of being born. It's like io nasco, I jumped out the womb of my mother, okay? To put it in perspective. So I can do the action. And in fact, in the Italian sentence we have un desiderio che nasce così. Where the desire makes this action, ok? La gente in strada che viene e che va. The people on the street who come and go. Si sta cercando, they are looking for each other, e non lo sa. And they don't know. Now, this is another example of a bit of a struggle, because in Italian, la gente is, just like in English, a collective noun, okay? What is a collective noun? It is a noun describing a group of elements. Other examples are a herd, because a herd, in Italian un gregge, a herd is a group of sheep. For example, there are several collective nouns describing groups of animals. For example, we have the wolves having the pack, the ferrets having the business, and whatnot. In Italian, la gente, despite being a collective noun, is considered singular, because it is. So we have la gente viene e va. Viene and va is third person singular of the verb venire and andare, to come and to go. If we have to do the same in English, we cannot, because the people wants the plural. Because English thinks, okay, this is collective, these are more persons, okay? Persons exist in English. It is usually used in legal context. The difference between people and persons is that while people are considered like a group of homogeneous elements, so where each element is considered collectively, so as a part of an homogeneous group, persons, it is used to identify a group where each person is intended individually, okay? That's why in English people is plural. And in fact, I had to translate come and go. In Italian si sta cercando reflexive but still singular. In Italian, in English, I had to say they are looking for each other. E non lo sa, literally, and it doesn't know because it is considered as an entity, okay, a singular entity. But in English, I had to translate and they don't know, plural. English has this peculiarity, ideally different from Italian, because they perceive the same concept in different ways, and this is reflected in the number of the verb. And then we have tutte le storie sono uguali e te lo dico. All the stories are the same and I tell you. In this case, but usually, te lo dico is just like saying in English, I'm telling you. So, for example, you are talking about something, and to stress something you are saying, you say, te lo dico, which is like, I'm telling you, trust me, ok? C'è sempre uno che se ne va da Roma a Porto Rico. There's always someone who goes from Rome to Puerto Rico. And in this case, I translated it as someone, but uno is specifically masculine because it is like saying un tizio, okay, a guy. So literally it would be there's always one implied guy who goes from Rome to Puerto Rico. If we wanted to make it feminine, it would be c'è sempre una che se ne va da Roma a Porto Rico. Mi sento come l'ultima bottiglia che ho nel frigo. I feel like the last bottle I have in the fridge. Che non ricordo mai, 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 mai. In English, I had to change the order that I never, never, never remember. Mai, as you might notice, is never. Then we have the pre-chorus. Mi piaci un minimo. Literally, the best way I can literally translate this is I like you minimally, where the meaning is, however, even just a little bit. In Italian, when you say un minimo, it means just a little bit, okay? So, I like you a bit. Mi aspetti a Mykonos. You wait for me in Mykonos. Mykonos is one of the Greek islands. And at least in Italy, it is very renowned because you go there to party. In ogni rendezvous, yeah, I know how I pronounced it, in every rendezvous, as in date, bugie si dicono, lies are told. So, why I rolled very heavily rendezvous? Because we stole this word from French. And we usually pronounce it with our beautiful Italian accent, rolling everything and basically spelling out all the letters. No, I'm joking. We say rendezvous. It is not pronounced as in French. And a fun fact, it doesn't really have the same meaning of French. Because there are certain cases where languages borrow terms from other languages, but then that word evolves, keeping part or changing a portion of its meaning, sometimes even completely. Rendezvous is one example. We have appuntamento, which would be the literal translation of the French word rendezvous. What's the issue though? While both appuntamento in Italian and rendezvous in French are neutral, so it is like saying appointment. You can have an appointment with the doctor. You can have an appointment with your job. You can have an appointment with your friends. You can have a romantic appointment. The appointment, it is just a thing that you have to do because you commit to it, okay? However, there are very specific words in certain languages with a slightly different nuance. For example, the difference between appointment and date. In Italian, when we say appuntamento, it is appointment, it can also be date. And the same logic applies to rendezvous in French. However, when we adopted from French rendezvous and made it into the very Italian rendezvous, we use it specifically when we mean a date or, generally speaking, a romantic meeting. So when we want to meet someone with romantic purposes, that's why I'm translating it as date. So remember, rendezvous in French is appointment. We have the equivalent in Italian, which is appuntamento. However, to mean date, we borrowed the French word because it sounded more romantic, and we Italianized it into rendezvous. I know it can be confusing, dear French friends, but happens. So basically, we are saying in every date, in every romantic meeting, lies are told. And this line is used as a premise to introduce what lies, at least there are two examples, are told in the dating world. So during dates, my bad. Chi non è libero, literally speaking, he, she who is not free. So those who are not free. What do we mean with free? We mean not single, so already in a relationship. So, who is not free from a relationship, hinting at all those people who keep dating despite being already in a relationship, and usually implied in a negative way, so without telling this to their partner. And then chi non c'ha il fisico, who or she, he or she who is not physically fit. Now, so let's start with c'ha. C'ha is technically, formally incorrect, but in Italian we use it in colloquial and familiar context. Because technically it would be ci ha, which would be to have in these, okay, which means nothing. I don't remember exactly how we arrived to use these colloquially, but don't write it in documents, okay? If you say it normally, I think nobody would care much. And the other thing is this idiom, avere il fisico. What is fisico in this context? Literally, it would be the physique. So, meaning the state of your body, fit or not fit. That's why I said, I translated physically fit, ok? Because non avere il fisico o avere il fisico, usually, however, it is used in the negative way. So, non avere il fisico, it means not being physically fit. And this line specifically is referencing all these people who do fishing on dating apps. So, putting all photos or pictures of other people, or retouch them with softwares, AIs, and whatnot. So basically lying about their appearance. And here we have one of the main points of the song that we are going to use to explain, as I anticipated, what I was explaining about the title. Stasera non m'importa, where m'importa is used instead of mi importa. Tonight, to me, it doesn't matter anymore. So tonight I don't care. ... And then we have the chorus. Tu con chi fai l'amore, which is the title. Who you make love with, e perché, and why. And that's why the title is not a question, because it is the second part of this whole sentence. Tonight I don't care anymore who you make love with and why. And that's why the title, Tu con chi fai l'amore, is not a question, but a statement. Sale come un ascensore quando vengo da te. It goes up like an elevator when I come to you. Now, what is rising like an elevator when I approach you, my love? In a more romantic and poetic way, it would be the emotion, the sentiment, the excitement, okay? in a less and funny way, because there are reels about the colors joking about this, it would be referencing to a certain portion of male genitalia, if you know what I mean. And then we have se fai così mi togli l'anima. If you do this, you take my soul away. Che cosa stupida. What a stupid thing. Tanto la cosa importante non è. Anyway, tanto it is always a bit hard to explain. The best way I can explain it is anyway. The important thing is not. So let me add this. Anyway, the important thing is not. And again, we have the same play on words, or like smart structure between the chorus and the post-chorus. Tu con chi fai l'amore? Who you make love with. Stasera, tonight. Literally this evening, but meaning-wise, stasera, it's like tonight in English. We also have stanotte, which is literally tonight, but we usually use stasera, even if we mean the night. Domani, tomorrow, chissà, who knows. We spoke about chissà, this adverb, several times. We have two similar formulas, chissà altogether and chissà detached. Chissà literally mean who knows. Chissà is more like I wonder, like it's who knows, but used like an adverb, so to express generally uncertainty. Like, I don't know, I'm talking with one of my friends and I say, do you think it's going to rain tomorrow? And my friend can answer, chissà, like, I don't know, could be, have no clue. Important, as I usually say, to remember that chissà altogether and chissà written detached, so not altogether, not always can be interchangeable. There are certain cases where it's better to use chissà, and there are some cases when you have to use chissà because you need the pronoun plus the verb. And then again, the repetition of what we already said, tu con chi fai l'amore, who you make love with, stasera, tonight, domani, tomorrow, chissà, who knows. And then we have the second verse, a mezzanotte, poi un salto nel blu, at midnight, then a leap into the blue, dove le luci si spengono già, where the lights are already going out. Diceva, the woman we are talking about, dai, l'hai capito anche tu. She said, my bad. She said, come on, you understood it too. Mi sto innamorando. I'm falling in love. Non lo so, I don't know. This non lo so, I don't know connects to what we find in verse 1 when but also the intro, because the woman asks dove stai andando, where are you going, non lo so, I don't know. And then we have in the verse 2, she's again saying something, mi sto innamorando, I'm falling in love, and the protagonist, the singer, says again, non lo so, I don't know. And then one of the lines that became probably most famous: io per gli errori c'ho una mezza calamita. I, for mistakes, as in concerning mistakes, have a half magnet. Again, c'ho, same thing of c'ha. And mezza calamita is literally half magnet, as in I'm going to look for mistakes, all the mistakes come to me, I magically found all the mistakes, all the bad choices. Okay, here errori, it is also, in my opinion, a good translation of error in this case, it would be also bad choices. Very relatable for many people on social media, apparently. Chi prova le emozioni e chi le compra con la Visa. Literally, who feels emotions and who buys them with a Visa. In English, meaning-wise, it would be those who feel emotions and those who buy them with a Visa. It was just to show you that in Italian we use the singular, ok? Non mi mandare fuori appena inizia la partita. Don't send me away as soon as the game starts. Con te non gioco mai, 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 mai. I never, 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 never play with you. Also, like, verse 2, this, it is a metaphor, football or soccer wise. I'm not feeling confident enough to explain this because I am not a fan of football and soccer. So, like, the idea is that usually good players stay in the field to play when the game starts, when the match starts, while those who are not as good or not good for the strategy stay outside of the field, because you have everyone doing like warming up before of the match, and then when the match starts, only those who are about to play stay on the field to play. And then it's like, with you I never play, which is like, we are never, I don't know here if it's like we are never together, so you never let me do anything important, as a metaphor of this, the strong player staying on the field to play the game, to play the match, or if it is metaphor to say I don't play with your emotions, with your feelings, because also in Italian, just like in English you say playing with someone feelings, you can say in Italian giocare con i sentimenti di qualcuno. It is exactly the same. It could be both, so don't let me out, don't shut me out, let me do the important things in life with you, because I'm not going to play with your feelings. This is the deepest translation I can give. Okay. I am not knowledgeable enough. Anyway, then we have once again the star, the pre-chorus alongside the chorus. Mi piaci un minimo, I like you a bit, mi aspetti a Mykonos, you wait for me in Mykonos, in ogni rendezvous, in every rendezvous. Bugie si dicono, lies are told, chi non è libero, those who are not free, chi non c'ha il fisico, those who are not physically fit, stasera non mi importa più, tonight I don't care anymore. And then we have the chorus. Tu con chi fai l'amore, who you make love with e perché, and why. Sale come un ascensore quando vengo da te, it goes up like an elevator when I come to you, when I visit you. Se fai così mi togli l'anima, if you do this you take my soul away, che cosa stupida, what a stupid thing, tanto la cosa importante non è, anyway the important thing is not, tu con chi fai l'amore, who you make love with. And then we have a bridge. Non posso spegnere le luci dell'alba. I can't turn off the lights of dawn. This could also be the verse 3, I don't know guys, to me it sounded like a bridge, but again I'm not a musician. Che sono dentro la stanza, that are inside the room. Guarda che confusione, look at this mess. Guarda che confusione, it is like the nicer form of guarda che casino, which is look at this mess, but literally speaking, confusione is confusion, because if everything is confused is a mess, right? Non c'è mai una ragione, there's never a reason. Non posso credere alle voci dell'ansia, I can't believe the voices of anxiety. Sanno il mio nome, ma non è la realtà. They know my name, but it's not, in Italian, the reality. As in, you know that situation where you like someone but you are not in a stable relationship with them, so you start to create in your mind, or like it creates, this situation creates in your mind a situation of uncertainty, so you start to get anxious, and here the singer is saying anxiety knows my name, so like knows who I am, my fears, my feelings, but I know that it's not real. Again, guarda che confusione, look at this mess, ma non importa più, but it doesn't matter anymore. And then we have an echo of the title and a bit the center of the song. Tu con chi fai, who you implied make love with, repeated 2 times. I say implied because this connects to the chorus. Tu con chi fai l'amore, who you make love with e perché, and why. Sale come un ascensore quando vengo da te, it goes up like an elevator when I come to you. Se fai così mi togli l'anima, if you do this you take my soul away. Che cosa stupida, what a stupid thing. E intanto la cosa importante non è, anyway the important thing is not. And then we have the ending of the song with the post-chorus. Tu con chi fai l'amore, who you make love with. Stasera, tonight, domani, tomorrow, chissà, who knows. Tu con chi fai l'amore, who you make love with. Stasera, tonight, domani, tomorrow, chissà, who knows. And that was the lyrics of Tu con chi fai l'amore by the Kolors. Now need to drink and then we can talk about the only one, the most waited moment of the life, the live, maybe or also your life, maybe, I don't know. The gossip. Now, at least recently, The Kolors, fun fact, for those who don't know, the Kolors is a band of 3 people. And no, I guess that Stash is at least bisexual, if not straight, because he has a child with his wife. So it's not a song by Mahmood. But I was saying, the gossip is not the gossip you might expect, so the spicy, dramatic one, because the Kolors are quite chill. Born in Italy as the Italian version of the oh my god, how is called the boy band? I said it the other day. Not the Backstreet Boys, the Jonas Brothers. Born on the trail of the Jonas Brothers. In fact, Stash, the frontman and singer, has a little bit that Gen Z type of haircut, but generally they are quite chill. And specifically these Sanremo, they were also quite wholesome because, fun fact, quick recap for those who don't know how Sanremo works, or at least worked this year, because technically each year the host can change some of the rules. But at least this year we had 5 nights where the competing artists sang their songs on the first, second, third night, and on the 5th for the finale. And what about the 4th? Well, on the 4th we have a religious event for Italians, which is cover night, where the competing artists have to pick a companion, someone else, with whom they are going to perform a cover. They can ask the original singer of the song to perform the cover with them, or we can ask another artist. Examples: Giorgia invited as her companion Annalisa, and together they sang a cover of Skyfall by Adele. On the other side, the Kolors picked the other options because they picked as cover Rossetto e Caffè, and they asked the original singer of the song to perform with them, Sal da Vinci. Now, the day of cover night, so during the day, they were in a bar to get some coffee. And at certain point they met a saxophonist. And the saxophonist asked to perform for them and to have some fun with them. Sal da Vinci and the Kolors, I don't know if they had all the colors, all three of them, or if it was only Stash. But they said, okay, yeah, let's have some fun. The saxophonist performed, they had fun with the saxophonist, and then they said, you know what, you are a very good saxophonist. Come with us during cover night and play with the orchestra. So basically, they started to perform the song with the orchestra of the Ariston playing, and with them on the stage, they also had the saxophonist they found in a bar. Lovely. Why am I saying this? Because there was another similar and funnier interaction di Sanremo. Premise. There is a group of comedians who started on YouTube, and this group of comedians is called the Jackals. They are from, basically all of them are from Naples and around. They are very funny. I recommend them to you, mainly if you're interested into Napolitan, because in many sketches, almost all of them, they speak half Italian, half Napolitan. Don't worry, for the Napolitan parts, they have the subtitles in Italian on the video. So, what about the jackals? The jackals do every year since some years, I don't remember how many, but it became sort of a tradition to have the jackals comment on the Sanremo Music Festival. So these years, like the previous years, usually the setting is them in a room. There is the focus on them sitting on a couch. They are watching Sanremo and they are pretty much reacting, but not only, because they also invite, because they go in Sanremo to do this recording, and they also invite singers, they invite guests, they invite people there because they are working there, because of course they are not the only influencers and video makers attending to the festival, because the festival is a big thing. So, you know, many goes there to make their content during the festival. So it is also a nice thing because they do these sketches, they talk with the people, they improvise a bit. It is very nice. I suggest going to check out their videos. One of the members of this group of comedians is called Fru. This is a scene name, like it's not his real name, because they are called either by first name or by nicknames. So we have Fru. And Fru started a bit like a meme. I know how orchestrated this thing was, but at least from the videos, it seems he started like a meme. And every time they had with them as a guest one of the singers of Sanremo Music Festival, Fru was asking them to go with them and be their dancer, because the singers of participating in Sanremo Music Festival, at least during these last editions, they had the chance to bring specific musicians, specific dancers, bring with them the chorus, because you can also have the chorus, but it can be either on the stage or on the side with the orchestra. You can have other artists, such as gymnasts, doing very specific choreographies, not specifically related to dance. And of course, you can have the dancers. You can have also actors doing certain performance, like Ercomi did. So Fru kept asking, Fru is not a trained dancer, and kept asking the singers to bring him with them on the scene of the Ariston, on the stage of the Ariston. The Ariston is the theater where the Sanremo Music Festival takes place. So now it was a little bit like a meme, or is Fru going to dance with someone? And at certain point, I don't remember, maybe on the second night or so, on the second or third night, Fru asked the Kolors to bring him with them, because the Colors went to visit the jackals, also because they are all from Naples, because also the Colors are from Campania. I don't remember if they are precisely from Naples, but I know they are from Campania. At least the frontman, I'm sure of. I'm not sure about the other two components. So, and the Colors said, we'll see. Imagine the memes exploded. Oh my god, Fru is going to go with the Colors to do a performance and whatnot, and everyone was joking about it. Now, the last night, so the finale comes. And of course, the videos of this reaction made by the jackals came out the day after, because they record everything during night, they edit and whatnot, and then around the early afternoon, or maybe sometimes if the editor are fast, they can publish it in the morning of the day after. So, for example, the reaction to Tuesday night, you have it on Wednesday morning, Wednesday for high noon, for noon, or in the early afternoon. So, of course, we didn't have any specific news concerning this point. We were just watching the finale. And at certain point, they announce the Colors. We watch the performance, and towards the end of the performance, we see the frontman of the Colors making a sign towards the behind the scenes, calling for someone. And who do we see? Yes, it was Fru, who did a very stupid dance. But everyone, because the jackals are very famous in Italy as a group, and everyone, at least from my age, was like, oh my god, it's Fru, really, the Colors really brought him with them, oh my god. And I linked one of the clips, like it became a meme in like 0.1 nanoseconds, because of course Instagram, YouTube, everything was full, like inundated with the clip of Fru dancing with the Colors, and it was epic, amazing, beautiful. Probably will have a reference to these historical event in the next Fanta Sanremo, because fun fact, in Fanta Sanremo, many of the maluses and bonuses are referencing things actually happened in the previous editions of the festival. From Morgan stealing a purse from the audience, to wearing the sunglasses like every time, like D'Argent Amico, and so on and so on. So maybe next year we'll have a special bonus or a special malus at the Fanta Sanremo concerning or referencing what Fru did. That said, I hope you enjoyed this analysis. It was, like the jackals also did a whole video, because there is the video of the reaction of the night where Fru danced on the stage, and then there is a whole video concerning what Fru had to go through to join the Colors on the stage. So Yeah, like as usual, if you need more resources like videos of the jackals, I already put something in the description. Friendly reminder, you always find references and sources in the description. So if you need more, just let me know. I'll provide sources in the comments or on Discord. And that said, let me know in the comments what you think of this simple but still enjoyable, nice and smart song in the comments. And grazie everyone for watching e arrivederci.